share me mo bibia la kwa ba e de ba Akoroma TV GH so ene ye da ponda wo hwe Akoroma TV a na mesre wo yie pa se wo betabiri wonsa no na wa subscribe na wa ba be ka ya busuaku ni mu esan se Akoroma emu e de yie pa nsem wa chese ade atese e wo mangana ene afana ba bia no e na chese ye chechira na yakunchiri na yasane na ye de ama yetiefo ene yahwefo na me America sie eblem edi amede so ene yaw amoa mensa yenkwa yensem so e na yekwa yensem so na mede mu ekopie NDC akache na mede mu kopie ho a eye Felix ofosu kwakye ena akere se watoto bi ede ama Joseph Yamin akere se woye youth organizer ede ma NDC achinye ama yokuo no wo se honorable wo beye wadwuma hwemu na ye wadwuma na ja anantiri twitwa no esan se one nam ena te say wakeka amanfo 3 abom astabe amanfo back according to ofosu kwakye wo say Joseph Yamin esubi ewonimu ene anamotu bi ewonimu a te say emfa ne kwam kura wo say about we ya nansan ya ndisi for ekọ Primeries ena omote ya no ne nam eye asanwase kwa ohun we ya wo say Muntaka ye ni papa mentoma no ena se no ke kansem bone afofa aspirant ni bi ho wo se pani enye sa esan se ani disi betimi akodi nkonima e wo se nkabuom ene nkokoroye na obehwe mu aye nadwuma onye nadwuma na onya enantiri a otwitwa no na emfa mfaso bia ene nkoso bia emre NDC atinye ama yokuo no esan se ye nyina nka ya contest for election den client na wo ye youth organizer a chesanka wokra no obeka ya bomu ahwe na niema akototen no mode mo ne nam na chese mokeka amanfo ho nsem na nka party no yeyina yo party mu enso yese ye dobi mu esini bi mu na chese ye selection nsem sei na owura ofosu kwakye atoto ede amane ye papa Joseph Yamin yenko na yenkotie nsem a ye papa Felix ofosu kwakye wode atu dwa no emra
positions and who are expected to manage the process, act in ways that tend to skew the elections in favor of one candidate or the other. That is where the problem arises from. So, because anybody who loses an election and feels that the process was not fair, it was not balanced, and that things were done in a manner to undermine his or her chances, has a difficulty lending themselves to any reconciliatory process. So that really is a difficulty. Again, Sam George is spot on, and I'm on all fours with him when he speaks about the need to instill discipline in our party. Look, national officers must exhibit responsibility. So when you are put in there as a national officer, you must act in ways that advance the interests of the party. It is not unusual in politics to have a situation where, based on one or two considerations, the party believes that this candidate is preferable to that candidate. In instances like that, what you use is dialogue and a consultative process to impress upon a person who will be adversely affected as to why it is necessary to make that sacrifice. But if you do not do that, and you attempt to sidestep the process or skew the process in a manner that makes it unfair, then you are going to have some of these difficulties. I had a challenge with the national organizer, and it resulted in some controversy. I'm sure you read it. I do not want to go into that. Yeah. But what business did a national organizer have interfering in a constituency election like that?
That's Joseph Yamin.
Absolutely. And AAK is not the only place where he is accused of that.
In fact, in Muntaka's constituency.
Absolutely. You see, the whip must be cracked. You are a national organizer, so organize the party nationally. When you lend such direct support to candidates and move into candidates' territories to interfere in that manner, you create divisions within the party. So I also expect that the national leadership of the party will take a serious view of this, that going forward, they will put in place structures that make it impossible for people occupying such positions to interfere, poke their noses in that manner in constituencies that have some of these contests going on. I am reiterating the point that we should act proactively as a party. Indeed, I have seen instances where regional chairmen have made valid cases before national executive as to why this or that candidate is preferable. And proper steps have been taken to engage everybody involved so that a united front is then presented. Because consensus building, as Dr. Obed Asamoah once said, consensus building is the best form of democracy. So if you believe that Evans is a preferable candidate and has some comparative or competitive advantages that would inure to the benefit of the party, make it clear, make it open, make it transparent, involve whoever is also an interested party in the matter. But do not make it seem that merely because you have power at the national level, you are going to sidestep the process, treat somebody unfairly, and expect that they will come on board. I expect the reconciliatory effort to be deeper.
Okay.
It should not be superficial or shallow. People have been offended. There are those who can let things go, like myself. There are also those who hold on to grudges forever.
Muntaka said that.
Absolutely, there are those.
Supposed of not to forgive.
Well, I do not believe that people don't forgive in politics. I certainly do not hold those grudges. There are those who also have a long memory and therefore do not readily forgive. They may not speak, but they will act in ways that undermine the party's overall chances in constituencies and even at the national level. But everything boils down to running the NDC properly, like a professional organization, where office holders and duty bearers perform their tasks devoid of emotion or interference, where there is transparency, where there is candor, where there is consultation, where there is involvement. If these things are in place, we will not have some of the difficulties that we are having at this particular moment. So I believe that all is not lost yet. We still have sufficient time. And knowing President Mahama for who he is an honest broker. He will stamp his...
order for in somewhere, your papa, Felix, ofosu kwakye, na mrebi etwamu na wa deputy minister for information ewo Mahama na penso no nsemu a wode atoto dwano no wo say watimi atena ho ahunu say se party no koro ye any party ni mu esan say ye won krofo bi mu wo ani disi amayoko ni mu a omayo adwen say ombeke kamanfo etri abom esan say Primeries a etwamu ekoyeyi saa na amanfo bi etu saa na mo no omo ye se ombe sideline krofo bi ombe yin krofo bi mu afri party ni mu nti wokọ ana ye ka ho nsem mone ye mo bi mu kura ekọ on oppose ate se omo de aye se party ni domo esenu ebi mu o se ye mfa saa enante esan se MPP aye kwa contest omo ana MPP ni ada amayoku aye ye kwa contest omo ewo 2024 election no te se omo nye party kuma e wo se ye de kambom ene kroye na wo Joseph Yamin wo hwa na untimi enye sa adwuma na wo de focus na ye youth adwuma no na jampai pamu ene anantitwitwa a te se wo de enante ani disi amayoko ni mu na Joseph Yamin te se ensem we se wo te sa ensem we ana sa ayayampia we efri ye papa Felix ofosu kwakye enchen enate se wo de amane o ene ye da edikan a wo hwe akroma TV GH na mesre wo ye se wo betabri unsa na kunchiri unsa no wahu na wa subscribe e de amaye kama pa na wa babeka ya busu akuo no esan sempanifo se fufu ye bema obi no eya na ye nkame wa mpese ni ntino ye bema obi ntino enti na ye de abre wa boboa no ti subscribe na beka ya busu akuo no wo wie nso a na wakọ nkita ho nka uko ni mu me kire comment section na chese wo so wa kire wadwene kama pa tenie bia enimu mi a me de kase ebla mu yi edin a meje so ene yaw amwa mensa makramo